Good Monday, makers. It's time for another episode of our weekly build roundup series called Maker Pipe Monday. We do this every week to showcase community projects and give you ideas for ways that you can complete your ideas and DIY builds. Let's jump right into today's projects. First up is this trellis structure built by David. As you can see, he's got some raised garden beds here. Looks like they're really great. He's got a nice long area that he's doing some gardening in, and he's got some flowers planted. Also looks like some climbing plants. And he used EMT conduit and maker pipe fittings to build the trellis structure, as you can see here, around the garden bed. And it looks like it only goes about 3/4 of the way down the bed. Maybe he's doing some, other plants and things here and didn't need it the whole way. That's kind of the beauty of maker pipe and conduit. You can customize it exactly to your needs and specific dimensions. But you can see he's got two verticals here on the very end that just go up, and then he used T connectors to basically extend the horizontal pipe to two more verticals, and then kind of capped it off at the end. It's kind of mirrored the exact same way as down here, and then just has some cross braces with T connectors. And that's actually what the trellis netting is supported on. You can see here that he used U bolts with some off the shelf cable and some of the cable hardware that you can get off the shelf to add a wire that goes from one side of the structure all the way down to the other. And then from there, he was able to just hang normal tomato hooks on. That's a really good idea. Never really thought about doing that, but it makes a lot of sense for adding trellis netting supports from the side of one frame to the other. You just use U-bolts and then some off-the-shelf cable. It's not too expensive at all, and you can add a support that you can hang the tomato hooks on. So really cool build. Thanks so much for sharing this, David. Great job. Next up is a build from Chris. This is a stowaway paddleboard rack. This is really great. You can see here that he's got two verticals attached to the wall. I think they just kind of rest on this little bit of a lip here on the bottom of the wall. And then he said he used some two-hole straps or one-hole straps going into the stud of the wall here. And what's really cool is this is meant to be stowaway, so he's able to kind of fold it flat against the wall here, as you can see. All the connectors. I'm not sure if he uses just like the 5 millimeter hex wrench to loosen the connector a little bit and then slide it, or if he took the bands off the connectors. You can take the band off of the T connector and the 45-degree connector, and it'll still tighten enough to kind of hold the other pipe in place, but you still be able to hinge it, which is cool. And he might have done that solution here. I'm not entirely sure. But then you can see those rails basically fold out and support the kayak and some gear and everything that you need for a good day out on the water, which is really awesome. And then here's a close up of the one hole strap that he used into the stud, and then he said, I think it's just resting on the bottom here. I think he originally planned to add feet or something, but he said it was holding up just fine with the one hole straps, and looks awesome. Really cool build. And he's able to stow it away whenever it's not in use, as you can see here. And then whenever he's ready to load it down and gets back from a day out on the water, he can put everything on the rack, which is super cool. So thanks so much, Chris, for sharing that. Really great build. Next up is a build. This is a railing project from Stuart. This is really great. You can see here is kind of the before picture. And actually, Stuart shared a complete kind of PowerPoint PDF that you can look through and get all kinds of awesome information. But here is the kind of before picture, and here's the after picture. You can see they added railing going down this kind of curved sidewalk they have. It looks like in their backyard, and they have a garden over here as well that they had to maintain access to, which is really cool. And the way that he did that was really awesome. You can see they wrapped the conduit in blue shrink wrap all the way down, and then used the black connectors, which has a really cool look. But here you can see they had their garden here. They still wanted to be able to access. So what he did was basically use the adjustable 180 here, added self-tapping screws through the middle connection, so he was able to leave the two outer connections a little bit loose to be able to swinge them up, to hinge them up, as you can see here, and create that gate, which is really cool. And then, which is another awesome thing, is how he did this latch here. You can see he's got a rubber pipe foot. Normally, those are used at the bottom of a piece of conduit to protect your floor or something, but he used it at the top of the vertical and then drilled a hole in it and then made this locking kind of latch mechanism using a lag bolt, which is really cool. And he goes into detail here in a second about that. But here you can see he used the adjustable angle connector to kind of hold the different angles and perspectives here. Um, or the pieces of conduit. And then here we have the how he did the latch mechanism. So he used a latch screw, and then he used this galvanized steel hinge that you can get locally in like Lowe's or Home Depot, places like that. Basically, he used the coupling with a shim around a lag screw or lag hook, whatever you call it, and then a couple pieces of friction band, and that basically just kind of shimmed the gap between this lag screw and the coupling. And he put that in there and secured it in place, and that created this latch that he could add into this other piece of hardware for fence posts and things that he drilled through the conduit and added. And he created this hingeable gate so they could access their garden, which is super cool. And then here he is. He said he used some other connectors like flanges, 90-degree connectors, and adjustable angle flanges to kind of secure the railing in different places. So super cool. Like I said, he's got a great write up and kind of explains the whole process. So really appreciate that, Stuart. Thanks so much for going into great detail and showcasing the different techniques and things that you did because it's really awesome. So we really appreciate it. Next up is a build from David, and this is a back patio cover. You can see here they had this kind of deck patio built here. They wanted to add some shade to so they can sit outside and be protected from the sun as it gets warm and hot in the summer. And basically, what they did was basically just build this big rectangle frame that covers the whole length of the deck, and it basically did that with 180-degree connectors and T connectors to build like a 2D rectangle first, and then they secured it to their house. I don't think we see a close up of what they used, but we've talked about a few different parallel mounting solutions here recently. A really common one that we've seen most, I think, is the curtain rod holders that are like set screw. We've talked about those a few times. Those work pretty well, it seems, for mounting conduit parallel to a surface. And then they attached it there, and then it looks like they used the rigid flanges to secure the conduit to the 2D rectangle at the top is just secured to the vertical pipes, and then those flanges are holding those verticals in place on the deck. And then we can see that there's adjustable angle connectors here. And so I don't know if they loosen those and adjust the angle of the canopy, or if they just had extra ones and they used those in place of T's. Not entirely sure, but you could, loosen those and be able to adjust the angle of the canopy, which would be really cool. I think you'd have to have adjustable angle flanges at the bottom to be able to do that, or be able to pull those pipes out and then kind of like rest them on the ground or something. You could potentially use the adjustable angle connectors to create an adjustable canopy like that. So that's something to keep in mind. But a really great build, David. Thanks so much for sharing that. He commented and said he and his wife love it, which is really awesome. So thanks so much for sharing that build and for sharing that comment. Really great to see. Next up is a build from Michael, and this is actually two roof racks that he made for his work truck, as you can see here. It looks like he's got a camper cover over the truck bed, and he's got some tools in there. I mean, he did say it was a work truck, and he built two roof racks. And I think he said on the front he already had some Smitty built roof rails going across, and basically just adapted the conduit to those. I don't know if he just built directly off of them, or if he use something similar to the rear rack secure method, which was actually two-hole straps, he said, through the rails and into the conduit, or I guess around the conduit. And then he built basically baskets that he could use to haul stuff in his work truck. As you can see here, basically there's just one pipe that goes around the bottom all the way around, and I think it's broken up into two halves, maybe four total pieces. I think maybe two halves joined together with couplings, and then he used T connectors to kind of branch off the bottom rung and go up and kind of complete the basket and add the top rung with the T connectors here, as you can see, with the pipes in between them. Then he's got all of these different hard cases that are sitting in there, and it looks like the height of the basket or the rails are perfect for those, and they just sit in there nicely. Probably don't even have to strap them down. I mean, you might want to. I don't know. I guess it depends on how heavy they are and everything, but I think it's a great solution for a roof rack. He used some wood and added some panels going from front to back, which is really cool. And then I think he did the same thing in the rear, kind of a similar kind of technique where he just used T connectors to add the top rung and some crossbars, and then mainly has the conduit going around the bottom and the top with the bent corners and everything. Looks really awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that, Michael. Really great builds. And thanks everybody for posting your projects. As always, we love to see them. If you want to share your specific build, Feel free to send them through email or post them on social media and tag us. You can also post in our Facebook group or in the community here on the website. There's all kinds of different ways that you can share your builds, and we'd love to see them. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.